Ignition. Liftoff.
Coming to you live from the White Picket Studios in Houston, Texas, this is the Realty Ruckus. If you are in any way, shape, or form involved in the real estate industry, this is the show for you. And now, your host, Alan Hernandez.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Realty Ruckus here out of the White Picket Realty Studios. I am your host, Alan Hernandez. Sitting next to me, Jabron Hernandez, David Bonilla, and Ashley Patten. Here to talk legal with you guys. Thank you guys for joining us today. We have a great show planned out. We can't wait to get started. But before we get started, I want to thank everyone who came out to our event this week. I was so impressed with the turnout. I mean, I can't tell you how happy I am.
It was pretty phenomenal.
I did.
You made it out.
I had a fantastic time. It was it was fun. Everybody there had a great time. It was considering the rain and the weather.
That's what I was going to say. I mean,
right.
Okay, so it was thunderstorming.
Bad. It was really
most
bad,
of the day. Now, here's what usually happens in Houston. If you're not from Houston and you're watching the show, just don't drive through Houston at all when it rains, because
basically
it's like everybody just decides to forget all of their driver's training or any common sense and decides to just start crashing against each other. So
there's an old joke. How do you make a dumb Texan? Just add water. If you want to make it really stupid, add snow.
Yeah. It's so true. So on my way to the happy hour, kid you not, like maybe 20 cars in front of me, somebody I guess slams on their brakes and that's it. Sets me back an hour. And I'm thinking, man, this is seriously something that is a problem in Houston. You know, you cannot have rain without having traffic here.
Right.
And so what I was thinking is, okay.
Well, I think the problem is that we suck at driving to begin with. We're number one, and when it comes to the worst drivers in America.
Yeah.
Our car insurance here in Houston is out the roof,
Right.
because people suck at driving. And then you add water to that equation. You expect people to become good drivers?
Makes it so bad.
Yeah, it makes it. Have you not seen all the people that drive their cars into puddles? No, I think I can make that one.
Yeah.
I can do it.
I'm pretty sure I can make that one.
All of those videos on YouTube are from Houston. If you look at exactly where they're at, they're all in Houston somewhere.
Yes, they are.
You see 3 people drown out, I can make it.
Yeah.
That's like the reporter that saved that drowning old man who drove straight in.
Hey, sir, swim. You're about to go under.
No, but you
That's
know what?
Houston.
All right, we had 700 plus RSVPs, and actually we had to stop it there. We had to cap it off because there is a limit to the amount of people that will fit at St. Arnold's, which is a great problem to have. I mean, I love that we had that problem. But on top of that, I'm thinking, oh man, it's raining, there's traffic, no one's going to show up. And actually what happened is I had a couple of people call me and text me and saying, hey, is the event still going to happen? And I don't know if you guys knew this, but I went on the event page and I was like, hey, rain or shine, this is still happening.
Yeah, I saw
of
it.
course.
And you know what? I was so impressed to see how many people came out, regardless of the rain, regardless of traffic. It was awesome. It was
something
great.
really incredible. We actually had investors from all over the country come in for this event.
Yeah.
So I met one person from California. I met an investor who actually listens.
Is that Jennifer? Is that who you spoke to?
Jennifer? Yeah. There was an investor from Dallas that drove down for the event, and then there was one from San Antonio also. Which that's really awesome, man. To be getting people
cool.
from all over the place coming to your event.
And the beautiful thing about it, and I got a chance to speak to some of the people that I see there more often, and I asked them, hey, it was like, give me some feedback. What are you guys seeing? Why are people coming to this event? And they go, you know, it's like every time we come here, the quality or the caliber of people that are here is so much higher than at some of the other events. And I don't really know exactly, what
people are serious about doing deals there.
Yeah.
You still have your handful of people that are there to drink and eat, which is hilarious because
totally cool.
This one guy comes up to me and Alan, not realizing that we're owners of White Picket.
Yeah.
And
This was great.
He goes, hey guys, he's really drunk already. He's kind of stumbling.
What's up, Han?
He's like, hey guys, I got this paper here and I got to get it filled out so that my boss doesn't say I just came out here to drink. But the reality is I'm here for the free food and the free beer. Can you guys sign this for me?
we were pleased.
We were cracking.
If you're
like,
watching
man,
out there,
I appreciate your honesty, Han. I appreciate that you could just be straight about the reason why you're here.
That's totally cool. You can just come out and have a good time. That's okay.
Yeah, free beer, free food, not a problem.
You know what I really liked at the end is I asked all of our vendors what they thought of the event. And I got some really good feedback.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone that showed up got a lot of results.
Oh yeah.
And the little deal where we gave everyone a prize for meeting all the vendors, it totally worked, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
that was fantastic.
Yeah,
it's
and-
actually funny because I had a vendor tell me that they were overwhelmed with the amount of people that went to
Yeah.
their table. That
I
they just
wasn't ready.
they just felt unprepared. Yeah, I think they thought they were going to go out there and talk to 20 or 30 people, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden they've got 20 or 30 people at a time at their table.
Exactly. And of course, we got a chance to show off our new investor listing program. We talked all about that. We gave away a bunch of flyers, and I saw people taking pictures, posting them
Yeah,
online.
yeah, we ran out of flyers
Man,
for that.
That
so.
was such a cool deal. So if you showed up, if you're watching, thank you guys very much. That was a great way to show support. We have a great show planned out for you guys
As
today.
always.
As always, it's going to be
phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Huge.
We're going to talk to you guys not only legal, which we have
Right.
we have a surprise for
In
you
the
on
courts
legal.
of White Pickets.
The White Picket Court.
We're going to talk to you
It's
guys
new.
legal here just shortly, but before
You don't wanna
we get
miss
to
it.
that,
You don't
we're going to
wanna miss
also
it.
give you 5 ways to get your client top dollar for their listing. You cannot miss this. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, it's been kind of a crappy week when it comes to the weather, but David, I think, may have some good news for us. David, what's the weather look like this weekend?
Well, this weekend it is clearing up a little bit. We're going to have highs in the low 80s and lows in the high 60s. So it is going to be a little bit nicer than it was during the week. Too bad our happy hour couldn't be on a nice dry day. But the next one in June 13th, obviously it should be pretty sunny. I hope no rain. And that one we're definitely going to max out.
I think everyone should just start reserving their tickets now, so we can.
It's already up and running. So
Awesome.
We'll get that going.
So we want to start off today by telling you guys about a change that's getting ready to happen to all the Airbnbers out there. And this
in Texas, at least.
In Texas.
Yeah.
In Texas. Now, this is a change that's already kind of been in the works,
Mm-hmm.
and we've heard about it, and some people out there are thinking, well, how does this affect us? Well, here's how it affects us. So I've had a handful of clients right now, some of which have properties listed with us, others which are literally looking for their next Airbnb property.
Yeah.
What's happened is this. Everyone has now found out, like the cat's out the bag. They realize that if you Airbnb a property, you can make a whole lot more money than if you would have normally rented it.
That's true.
Okay, now here's kind of an idea. For a property that's well located, for a property that has decent upgrades, if you if you were normally going to get $1,300 to $1,400 in rent, you may be able to get $2,500 if you Airbnb it.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
And that's pretty easy to get. $2,500 on a monthly
very
basis in
reasonable.
an Airbnb is very reasonable.
And
to
it's
get.
funny because I used to say that location had a lot to do with it, and it does. But there is even a threshold of about $60 a night where it doesn't matter where you're located.
Yep.
If you're at that price point, you can't even get a room at the Palace Inn by the hour that's going to be able to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Wait. How do you know about the Palace Inn by
Hey, let's not talk
Well.
about the reasons that I know about the Palace Inn, okay?
He does a lot of research.
So,
I have to do a lot of research for the show, okay? You guys don't know the things I go through for this show.
that'd be impressive.
But it's true though. There's like a limit threshold there.
Yeah.
And so Airbnb just makes sense a lot of time. Even $70 a night, if you take 20 nights out of the month, that's $1,400, and that's even in a terrible location. That might be a house that only rents for $1,000
Well,
a month.
look, my original Airbnb property which is right near U of H. Originally, when I bought this house, it's in the 77021 area code.
Yeah.
So originally, when I bought this house, I had several investors, friends of ours, people who meant well, say, "You're crazy. Don't do it. What the hell are you doing?
Who's gonna stay there?
Who's gonna stay there? That's a horrible idea." All right, right now on a low end, it's $80 a night. On the high end, it's $130. So we average anywhere between like $110 and $115.
What'd you rent it out for the Super Bowl?
We got $350 a night.
God.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that was because I sold it way early. I could have gotten like $500.
Yeah, because I got $500 a night.
Yeah.
For a 2-bedroom,
Yeah.
1.5 bath.
I sold it way early in advance.
Right.
So I actually cheated myself out of a little money there, but it didn't matter. What I'm trying to say is this house, if you put it on the market, it may get $1,100 a night. Right now on the low end, $80 a night, and I can have at least maybe 20, 25 days out of the month. So the cash flow is insane. But what's happening right now is Uncle Sam is saying, "Hey, where's my take on this?
That's
Like,
right.
where's my piece of the pie? Can I get some?"
Texas Sam.
Texas Sam is saying, "Hey,
Texas Uncle Sam.
what's up, dude?" And so we got an email about 5 days ago that said, "Hey, by the way, as of May 1st, we're going to be taxing you. We're going to
not the Airbnb host. It's directly.
Well, I mean, but when you look at it,
yes, obviously the price
it does
difference
affect the
affects
Airbnb
you.
host because whatever that tax on to the fees, that means people are going to be willing to pay a little bit less for your
Exactly.
place. So you're going to have to price
But
accordingly.
I just want to make it clear that it's charged directly to the occupant.
Now, one thing that is nice though, and when we looked it up before the show, this only goes towards the Texas hotel tax.
Yes.
So because I looked at it, I was like, 17%. That's if you
sounds a
include
little scary.
all of the city taxes, which are not being implemented yet. Although City of Houston is working out a deal right now where they're going to be charging their taxes automatically.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time until that full 17% is in effect. For now, though, it's only the 6%, which is the state occupancy tax. So you have to calculate that. You got to take that out of your. I mean, for $100 a night, that's $6 that are automatically gone. They're going to the state.
That's right. And people are going to be, like you said, willing to pay less for that property on a nightly basis. Now, the cool thing about all this, if you guys are out there and you're thinking, "Hey, do I even want to go through this? Do I even want to try this?"
I saw some people already say that I'm jumping ship.
Yeah,
the tax is coming. I'm done.
Really?
Yeah.
And for me, it's like the tax is coming, great, because you know what that means?
We're legit.
We're legit. We don't give a damn anymore if you do it. We just want to get our cut of the pie. That's
pay
it.
us our piece and we'll move
So
on.
as long as you're not dealing with HOAs, then you're fine. You're good to go. And actually, there's a Senate Bill 451 that's going to be passed. It's going to say that cities and counties can't regulate whether you can do short-term rentals or not, that only the state level has the ability to do that. So that's a really big bill if that one goes through, because now you are home free on an Airbnb other than HOA restrictions.
Yeah, so that's what you have to check, and we're learning this firsthand because, as you guys know,
learn as you go.
As you guys know, we're going through one right now where the HOA is not real happy. They've set up a temporary restraining order where they're saying, "Hey, that's it. No more. We don't like this.
Shut
it's
it down.
not happening. Shut it down." So if you're gonna get into this, if
They
you're gonna try this route,
wait, who's that guy? Is it Gordon Ramsay or is it the other one who says, "I'm shutting it down"? Shutting it down.
Exactly what they told us.
John Lafferty.
John Lafferty, Bar Rescue.
Yeah, Bar Rescue. That's a great show.
We're shutting it down.
We got to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we're going to finish this off, and we're going to give you 5 ways to get your clients top dollar for their property. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service and an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we were just talking about Airbnbs, and I know a lot of people actually message us directly about that. So that's a topic that people are really interested in.
People want to know how to do it. What does it cost? How do you do it? How do you get into it? How do
It's
you lease
amazing because I'm starting to meet a lot of investors who are saying, I just don't know the management behind it. And if you want to know more about that, actually reach out to us, because that's something that we do know a lot about, and we can guide you in the right direction.
We've gotten pretty darn good at it, even gotten it down to an almost fully automated system.
Yeah,
where
that's
the
very true, yeah.
The VAs actually handle most of the booking, most of the
cleaning crews,
forth,
take care of everything.
Up. It's pretty darn awesome. It's a great way to make some passive income for sure.
Wait, you said a BA. What's a BA?
VA, virtual assistant.
Virtual assistant.
BA is badass, though.
Okay.
Yeah, BA.
If you ever need one, just call me up.
Really?
He's for lease.
I'm like, hey,
badass for rent.
The virtual world.
And that's Manuel already patented that website. That's called, what is it, Wingman for Hire?
Wingman for Hire. That's different, though. That's
awesome. It looks like we got some comments. What do we have going on over there? Thank you guys for staying tuned with us. By the way, don't forget, you can always drop questions, comments, concerns, anything that you guys want to talk about. Let us know. We want to hear you. We want to talk to you as we're doing this show live. This is a live show.
And absolutely, one of the biggest things that we like is when people send us legal topics and legal questions.
Absolutely.
Because we have our own legal problems that we talk about, but we also want to talk about your legal problems. We want to help you fix some of those.
It's a really great opportunity for you guys to sit here and let a couple of smart guys, I'm going to call us smart guys, talk to you about how you can fix your problems. And I mean, normally you have to pay for this kind of stuff, so might as well take advantage of it. So if you guys are out there, you're having some issues, let us know. We want to talk about it. All right, before
guys, I just got my first hire. Tang.
Yeah?
What's up, Tang? Let me know, man. I will do Dallas.
You got your first job?
Yeah, I got my gig. First gig here.
So let's talk about something that just happened with a client of mine.
Yes, please.
And I want to be able to share this story with you guys because every agent out there needs to know this kind of stuff, right? And this can happen for agents, investors, you name it. But if you're out there helping sellers like we are, you have to have some of these skills, some of these tools right in your bag. So we had a scenario where a friend of a friend called us and said, "Hey, can you help me sell my house? So of course we go out there, we do the whole spiel. Hey, you know, what do you think your Zestimate is? And he had done some research. He had done some research. He did actually a bunch of research. He's an attorney, and he's like, look, I think
attorneys are the worst.
They are terrible.
Attorneys are hard to deal with when it comes to selling your house because they do all the research for you.
That is true.
So you show up and they're like, well, here's my binder of everything that I think you should be doing. So
is that
why do I even need you? You know what I mean?
Is that how you treat your realtors, Ashley?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I treat them with a kid glove because remember, realtors are my clients.
Yeah,
they're
that's
my
true.
lifeblood. So I'm not the typical attorney when it comes to realtors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, this guy is not a typical attorney either. He was really cool, but he had done his own research, and he said, I think my house is approximately worth $250.
Yeah.
Right? And we started doing some research, and he was right. He was absolutely right. The property in its condition, the way that it looked, it was approximately worth $250. And I even said, you know, I think we can even get a little more, maybe like $255. Right?
Cool.
Then what we did, we said, all right, but what if we were to do like a couple little things? And he had already remodeled his kitchen, which looked excellent. Good. But the house is a 1950s home.
So it had old bathrooms.
It had old bathrooms, and it had some issues with it, right? So I said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple things. And one of the things that we did was actually fix the bathrooms. But when I say fix, is we literally just sprayed them white. Right, we hired a guy to go in there and spray them white, and then we laid a vinyl tile on the floor. All right, we staged it.
Yeah, that's that vinyl plank flooring. That's the new stuff. Yeah,
we staged it. We made some touch-ups through the paint. We just cleaned it real well, and you wouldn't believe what we got for that property. $285.
Wow,
that's phenomenal, man.
$285.
What did you spend on the repairs? What did you spend on?
$3,100.
Wow.
So he got a
10,000, was it 1,000, 10,000?
Yeah.
So let me tell you something.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, both of us looked at each other and were baffled for a second.
Check this out. And I know he's watching. He's a fan of ours, and his family and I work
what's
together. Up? So at the closing table, he got a serious check. Right.
That's awesome, man.
But he got such a larger check than he expected that when he saw my commission and the reimbursement for the repairs, because part of my service to these clients is that we'll just pay for the repairs, you reimburse me later, front. Right?
Nice.
And he looked at it and he's like, dude, I'd pay you this over and over. He's like, I can't believe we did this, and boom, awesome. So we want to talk about the things that you can be advising your clients to do.
Absolutely.
Right? Because what he ultimately spent really was
nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Well,
first off, you got to have a great agent, you know, like
who's willing to do
a white
that.
picket agent who's willing to front the money to do that.
Well,
and knows that it's going to pay off.
I'm going to tell you why agents don't do this, because they don't know how. Because because they'll walk in and say, well, I just want to list it. Oh, repairs. Oh, you know,
it's too much of a headache for them.
That's a lot of risk. It's always about risk for agents.
And I'll say this. It takes something for an agent to go up to a homeowner and say, I want you to spend money on things in your house to get it to go to a higher price or to look nicer.
Yeah.
And a lot of agents are afraid to have that conversation.
Sure.
They're like, I just put it up how it is. Try to clean it a little bit, and they want to beat around the real important things.
Now, as far as fixing up the bathroom, was it just one bathroom you fixed up, or all of them?
We did 2 bathrooms.
Okay, the master bathroom.
But this is where the beauty in it is, because it wasn't a remodel of the bathroom by any means.
Right.
It was old tile.
The original 1950s tile.
Yeah, that little square or the subway one, green, pink, whatever it may be.
It was
my grandma still got the green. My grandma's got the green.
Yeah, and then they had it sprayed. They had it retouched with a coating that makes it white and makes it look brand new again.
Wow.
And that's it, yeah.
And then, of course, the flooring, you can't really spray the flooring because when people walk on it, it removes the spray, right? So we just took a vinyl. We took literally a stick-on vinyl that looks like wood.
Yeah.
And
the vinyl plank flooring,
we laid that down, and boom, it looked like a brand new bathroom. Every person that walked into this house said, oh my God, I love it.
Really?
It's incredible. And
No
we literally spent $3,100 on
awesome.
making this place a palace.
So let's really break it down. Let's talk about when you're doing a house. And I know most people know what's important, but people leave out certain little details that would really help. So let's really talk about what's important. If I'm going to go to a house and I'm going to have to pick the most important areas to put my money into, what are those?
Kitchen.
Well, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to start with the kitchen, and that's part of why this project was a success.
Yeah.
He had already spent plenty of money in making sure that kitchen looked amazing, right?
Yeah.
So if there was absolutely nothing else done, at least the kitchen was already set up.
Got it.
So there was new cabinets, there was granite countertops, and new appliances.
Do you recommend all the appliances match?
Yes.
What do you mean by match? Like all
See,
the same
so when
color
you have,
or
like,
all the
LG,
same brand?
Samsung.
Oh, you mean same brand?
Right.
So I'm on the fence on that
Yeah.
because I've had people before bitch and moan that the appliances are not the same brand, and then I've had other people who are like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
And then I even had one appliance salesman go, hey, just rip the damn tags off of them, and then you can't even
They
tell
all look
what
the
brand
same.
they are. They all look the same.
Yeah, some of that has to do with pricing too. If you're in a higher price point,
Right.
your buyer is a little pickier and kind of wants to see everything match. They have an eye for that. Whereas in anything under maybe like 350 or 400 even, it doesn't even matter. And we've gotten away on some of the remodels that we've done in the past and relist with even putting like laminate flooring down throughout the whole house. And people just don't care in that price range. They're not looking for that.
They're looking for aesthetics. If it looks good, they don't
Yeah.
care about
Right.
what is the
it the
actual
superior
material.
quality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you get super high end is when people start going, oh, is it jojoba wood from Brazil?
Yeah.
Because I only like jojoba wood from Brazil.
I had no idea what jojoba wood is.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the
I
five
saw it on
things for
somewhere.
sure. Let's give everybody at least 5 things that they need to be doing. One of them happens to be kitchen. Now,
Yes.
what if you don't? So kitchens can range. I mean, if you could just put granite in the kitchen, it's only going to cost you a couple $1,000s. But what if the kitchen is completely original? Do you have to go in there and tear out the cabinets and redesign everything? Do you really have to go all out?
So one of the things that I like to do, and it's a lot less expensive than rebuilding everything, is if the kitchen is already functional, then you go in and you redo the faces of the cabinets to have modern faces and hinges. Because the hinges that are on display, or what the exposed hinges, not on
Yeah.
display, the exposed hinges, they look cheap.
Yeah.
And so you want to get them replaced with the European hinges, and that means getting all new cabinet doors. And then the other thing that we do is we always rebuild all of the drawers. And people say, well, why do you rebuild the entire drawer? Why don't you just put a new face on a drawer? Well, it really is a pain in the butt when you're trying to open and close those old drawers.
Yeah.
And some of them
They get
don't even
stuck.
have wheels or rails.
Yeah.
They just have like little wooden sliders
wood
that
on
they
wood.
grind. Yeah,
Yeah.
they like grind back and forth against those
Nothing
things.
but
And
wooden
then,
slats.
yeah, and then they wonder why people are saying that my kitchen sucks. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, because believe it or not, that's something that all buyers do. They go in and they open every cabinet
It's the
door and
first
they
thing that they
open
do.
every
Yeah.
drawer.
They really
Yeah.
do. They'll go there. They're standing in the kitchen counter and start opening drawers and
Gotta
cabinets.
assess that
It's
storage space,
the
man.
craziest thing, man. Every single buyer will do the exact same thing. We found this out because we had cameras in one of our listings one time, and we
Yeah.
literally saw that the process was walk in, walk to the kitchen, open
And
drawers.
start opening drawers.
Did the guy or girl do that or both?
Mostly the girl.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly the girl. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, mostly the girl. She'll lead the way. Anyway, all right. So kitchen for sure. Now, can you spend very little money on just updating a kitchen, and what can you really expect to spend on something like that?
Well, I'll say this: don't blow your entire budget just in the kitchen if there's things in your house that are obsolete or that are not functional.
Yeah.
Because, for example, having an old AC unit that's about to fall apart or that's not working is more important than the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because people see that as a massive expense.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, AC unit, $15,000. And it may not actually cost that, but that's the price that
Yeah.
they put in their head
perception.
when they're walking through the house. So you want to make sure that you're fixing those things that make the house livable,
Yeah.
basically, above the beauty of it.
Yeah, I think what we're talking about right now is when a house is livable. So in case anybody has a question out there, yeah, you're not going to walk into a house that's literally falling apart. It's
No.
got termite damage,
plumbing leaks and-
foundations
Yeah.
tilting all over, plumbing leaks. Maybe it's like literally cracked in half. No, okay. First, you have to have a livable house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Once you have a livable house, and what we mean by livable is everything is functioning in the way that it should.
And it makes sense.
Then what can you do to literally maximize your return on investment just based on aesthetics? Of course, kitchen. The next one is bathroom, and I just told you guys what we did to the bathroom in this house. And you would not believe what we spent. It was maybe like $700 or $800 per bathroom.
Yeah, and what I would say is more so than anything, the master bathroom.
Yeah.
The guest bath is one where you can get away with just spraying almost any time, and nobody's really going to complain about it. They're going to go in, look at it. Oh yes, looks good. All right, what does mine look like?
Does it work? Okay,
this
great.
is for the kids. They're going to ruin it anyways.
Yeah, right.
What does mine look like? And then they'll go to the master one. So if you have to pick, like, well, I don't know if I should do the master or the guest bathroom. That shouldn't even be a question.
Yeah,
It's always got to be the master bathroom.
Okay, so we have kitchen, we have bathrooms, and everybody out there is thinking, well, I mean,
those are obvious.
We knew
Yeah,
that.
they're like, yeah.
We knew that. All right, let's talk about flooring. Why is flooring so important right now? And can you go out and help one of your sellers? Let's say they have old carpet. Let's say they have something, a flooring that they picked out, from 20 years ago, and it doesn't really look good. It's not
Green check.
neutral. Yeah, it's not neutral.
Right.
Or it's there's something that you obviously know no one else is gonna like.
Yeah.
What can you do to offset that? What are some of the things we can do to keep it from being a high expense?
Well, one thing I would say is if you've got the house that's got like 10 different types of flooring, so every room is different, you got to do something about that.
Yep.
And even if that means going in and putting in a low-cost laminate across all the rooms or putting in new carpet in the bedrooms, do it. Because that's actually going to get you more value than having the laminate that's different in every single room. And that's something that I actually, on listings that I've had, I get complaints about that. Yeah. Oh, we really like the house, but man, there's too many different types of flooring in it.
Wow.
So that is a problem. People want to see consistency throughout the house.
Yeah.
And they also think flooring is going to be very, very expensive.
That's another item that they're like, oh my gosh, I know that I called Jack's Carpet,
Yeah.
and it's going to cost me $8,000 to get new carpet.
And it will. I mean, if you literally look at some of the retail flooring providers, even here in Houston, where there's so much competition, their prices are so high compared to what you can get from someone who works with investors and has investor-friendly pricing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's more than double, maybe even triple of what you normally would pay.
Wow.
So it's incredible if you just happen to know someone or if your realtor has a few connections, you should be able to do quick carpet upgrade or just drop laminates for very, very little, really.
Yeah, and here's one thing. So I tried to get away with this before, where I just went in and steam cleaned the carpet.
Yeah.
And David knows this is a house that we recently had, and I just didn't want to spend the money changing the carpet. And I tried to steam clean it. Smell would not go away. And then I tried to paint the house, and smell would not go away. And it wasn't until we ripped the damn carpet out that the smell finally went away.
Yeah.
And so if you have a funky smell in a house, it's more than likely soaked into your carpet.
Right.
And that's you just gonna have to rip it out. And don't spare that expense, because everyone who walks through there smells that house and says, I don't know, this house smells weird. I don't know if I want to buy a house that smells
It's either
weird.
the carpet or the curtains.
Yeah, and usually you got to go through a whole enzyme treatment process to get that smell out of the carpet, and even then, it's not guaranteed.
Look at David. David's going to school us on carpets.
There it is.
His dad owns a carpet cleaning.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, really?
So he knows when it comes to carpet cleaning.
I've smelled plenty
David
of pet urine
knows.
in my day.
Okay, two more things we got to throw out there. The next one is your fixtures. Now, here's what happens when you have a gold fixture and a bronze fixture and then a silver fixture in the next room. People feel like everything was done without
Hodgepodge.
any thought process. Everything was just pieced together with spare parts. So if you are going to do fixtures, if you have the ability to do it, I suggest you do it because it's inexpensive. Just get them all to be the same. Get them all to match.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. And last but not least, with no doubt, curb appeal. The minute that people walk or drive up to the house, they've already made the decision whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
So spending a little money on that landscaping, the front door, that little patio area where people are standing before they walk into the house.
Oh man, it's
priceless.
When I go to an investor's house that they did their landscaping and it's like 6 bushes.
Yeah.
Nice.
And 6 bushes and mulch. I'm like, this one's gonna sit for a while.
This one's gonna be a little while.
Yeah.
Usually the red mulch.
Oh yeah, they like to use the red mulch too.
Anyway, so those are 5 things that if you can help your seller with, you're going to get top dollar for them every single time. All right, we have to take a quick commercial break. Don't forget you're on the Realty Ruckus. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket. And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we were giving you some tips on how to get your clients the best return on their investment. And if you're an investor, that's also how you can get the best return on investment. That really applies to anybody. But what we want to do right now is go ahead and jump into our legal segment here, which we are now calling the White Picket Court. Ooh. And we're going to be looking at legal topics. It's the same thing we always used to do, but just in a courtroom setting here. Yes. And we're going to let Ashley just be the final say on whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Ashley, you've been promoted to judge.
Nice.
And BB and I will just sit here and battle it out on whatever it is we're talking about. We've moved to a new room. We've moved to a new room. You can see in our screen there that now we are actually in a courtroom.
Hey, look at that.
You like that? You like that?
I like it.
So we decided to move to the courtroom. And, of course, we need some theme music. Cue the theme music.
Dun, dun, dun.
You guys take a listen to that. Just soak in that for a little bit.
Hey, where's my gavel? Where's my gavel?
Oh,
we
man.
need one.
Oh,
That's
right
the
here.
next thing.
Oh, here. Bam.
All right, so one of the things that we want to talk about today are the companies out there that are literally buying houses left and right. And then their exit strategy is to owner finance the properties out to buyers, right? Now, this has been something that's been really popular here in the last few years.
Yeah. It's extremely popular.
It's a great exit strategy. I have a couple of them right now. It's a great exit strategy. You generally get a little bit higher on your sales price. You get about 10% more than your market price. You don't have to worry about people calling you at 2 o'clock in the morning, tenants calling you at 2 o'clock in the morning asking for toilets to be fixed, because these people are owners, right? Yeah. They own the house, right?
It's a great entry strategy as well. Because people who don't have credit, people who don't have a long history, people who don't have cash in the bank, they can do owner finance.
They can do owner finance. And it's what's happening right now out in the market is that there are a lot of people getting into the owner financing business. And then, of course, there's that group, that small, company or investor who has done something not quite right. And we hear a lot of those stories where they'll take, they'll sell a house with owner financing and then foreclose on that client and then take that house. So they'll keep their money. There's all these other things that happen. They'll instead of giving them a reasonable interest rate, they'll give them like something crazy above
12%, 13%,
above
14%.
what usury is something, and so there's all these laws that are right now being broken. There's a group of people who are having a hard time because they've gotten into an owner financing scenario. I have one right now that I'm dealing with. And now what's happening is there's a new bill in place.
There's 3 new bills
that may potentially change the game for owner financing. So let's talk about that. Let's figure out where that's going.
There are 3 bills in the House Senate right now, which is basically under SB 1993, 1994, and 1995, I believe.
Yes,
but basically, there are 3 different senators, one from El Paso, one from Laredo, and one from God knows where.
So is this really? This must be really popular seller financing in places like El Paso, Laredo, border towns.
It's probably not as popular there as it is in bigger cities.
Really? Okay.
I mean, because think about it. It's people are more private in little cities. They're they have access to local banks. I mean, big cities is where it's really popular. I mean, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio. It's huge in San Antonio. I mean, some people call it RAP, some people call it subject to, some people call it, owner finance or seller financing, et cetera. But it's but anyway, so the legislatures are coming out and they're trying to mandate what you can or cannot do.
Now, we have some of that already. We have some restrictions that were applied through the Dodd-Frank Act.
Right.
So there was some there was a bill that passed that basically brought in some restrictions on what sellers could or couldn't do.
Right.
And that put a couple of hurdles in, right? I remember that, and I remember having to go out and get third-party underwriting, which was the biggest deal. Is, hey, you can't just let anybody buy a house from you with underfinancing if they haven't actually been underwritten by a third party. So you have to have a loan officer basically look into the debt to income and all of that. They hand you a binder that says, okay, it's been done, now you can proceed. But what they're saying now is totally different than that. It's not just you got to jump a couple more hurdles. It's
right. Well, then now they're basically saying like one of the bills, 1995, states it will increase wrap loan disclosures, add a bunch of enforcement divisions. I mean, kind of like the contract for deed or the lease option. If you fail to do it right, it's subject to $250 a day penalties.
Yeah.
So effectively, they legislated out of the marketplace. And while they purport to try to save the world, what they're doing is they're blocking a certain segment from buying a home. It's kind of like if you increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour, what does McDonald's do?
Yeah,
they open up kiosk.
Yeah.
They get robots.
It's funny. We talked about that last segment.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's amazing to me. But the Dodd-Frank got rid of prepayment penalties. It got rid of 6-month early pay, balloon payments.
Yep.
It did a lot of bad stuff to a lot of investors because a lot of investors, they would get in, they would turn around owner finances for a year, and they'd want their money back.
Sure.
But now they can't do it anymore because federal law stepped in. Now Big Brother comes again. Here comes the state saying, hey, we're going to eliminate this pretty much.
Hey, I got a question
so
for you.
they're trying to just not just put more regulation on it. They just flat out want to get rid of seller financing.
They want to get rid of it.
So what does that mean? That if you wanted to do seller financing, you'd have to register as a lender?
Well, put it this way. If they have their way, if you want to do seller financing, you got to go to a bank, and then a bank can seller finance it for you. At the end of the day, it's all directed towards the banks get richer.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, the housing bailout, was nothing more than a ploy of the banks getting richer because after the financial crisis of 2007, 2008, the 5 biggest banks got 20 times richer.
Yeah.
And they all blamed it on the broker. But guess what? Those same banks gave the brokers a loan to sell. And it said, hey, broker, sell this product. And then whenever they got in trouble, it was like, hey, not me, it's the broker.
He was selling them.
Exactly.
Who told him to do that?
All right, so I got a question for you. There's a slew of investors, including myself, who have created these wraparound notes, right? And some of them were created even prior to the Dodd-Frank Act.
Right.
Now, if you did that prior to the Dodd-Frank Act, you probably put in a balloon payment.
Right.
You probably set up something that said, within 5 years, we want our money back.
Right.
Right? Now, what happens if that right now is getting ready to become due? It's getting ready to be called. Is that do the previous documents or does the previous agreement get grandfathered in to their law, or do you have to abide by the new law that came out?
There's a grandfather clause in all those. Okay. I mean, so where if it's pre-2005, you're okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like the lease with option. If you execute it prior to January 1st, 2005, you're okay. After that time, you're not okay. In the same way that if this bill passes, the same way would be true with that. I mean, the bill would pass, and then, hopefully this would be. Well, there's a couple groups out there. I went to a meeting in Dallas last week, and then a guy by the name of Tim Harridge, who used to be a home investor.
I remember Tim Harridge. Yeah.
Anyway, he's setting up a group to fight this because there is no lobbyists. Right now, it's all under seller finance condition, but it's I'm going to donate money. So, because I can just see how this could decimate our industry because it's just stopping another avenue for people to own homes.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's also stopping an avenue for people that need to sell and have limited options. I mean, I can tell you right now, I'm going through cases where the properties that we have, maybe they can't sell for a certain reason. Maybe there's not enough equity to sell. There's all these reasons, and sometimes owner financing is the answer. Right? Because it opens.
Is the only answer.
Sometimes it's the only answer,
Yeah.
but more importantly, it opens up an entire market for something that maybe isn't easily sellable. So giving the option to the seller to say, hey, maybe we can try this to help you out of a situation is a powerful tool for me. What happens when we get rid of that? Well, it's just one less thing that I can offer.
Yeah, it seems like from I'm just reading up on the bills a little bit. It seems like the most dangerous one is that Senate Bill 1993, which actually eliminates the loophole that allows wrap lenders to lend because they're avoiding the licensing requirements. So that's what allows the wraps to happen. The one thing I do agree with
So they want to get rid of the ability to wrap a note?
Well, without being licensed.
Without being licensed.
Which
they want to
effectively
close
kills
that
them.
loophole.
Yeah, which effectively makes you not be able to wrap a note.
Exactly.
Most people wrapping it aren't licensed.
Now, licensed as a loan officer, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As an originator.
Which, if you guys don't know, it's not that easy to get licensed as an
That's a
originator.
pretty tough license to get, yeah.
That one is actually become rather difficult, and I remember when we actually had the law where everyone had to be licensed, everyone that was practicing was needed to be licensed. 87% of people failed, which took out a huge chunk of the people that were practicing as originators.
Well, not to mention, if you have anything on your credit, you fail.
Yep.
If you have any judgments, you fail.
Yep.
And so felonies, can't do it either.
Yeah. Which I agree with. I agree. I mean, I remember the days where you could walk into someone's office who had probably just got done selling used cars, and all of a sudden they were selling you on this mortgage, and they were marking it up like crazy. There were yield spreads, which I still can't believe that was possible, and just killing it. I mean, I remember loan officers that probably couldn't write the word foreclosure that were driving Maseratis.
Oh yeah.
And it was crazy. It was crazy that was available. Now, how will this affect the investor world? Well, it's gonna decimate it because yes, that's a huge aspect of
people like us, we hate rentals.
Yeah.
Other than like Airbnb rentals, we hate regular rentals, and we converted almost the entire portfolio of rentals that we had into owner finance properties and seller financed them out.
Yep.
So a bill like that would essentially prevent us from being able to sell those out owner finance. It would be terrible.
You have to go back to the rental strategy and getting phone calls at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, no.
Though the one thing I do agree with it's on Senate Bill 1994. There's a small part of it. It's going to create a fiduciary obligation and constructive trust for all payments that the new owner makes to a wrap lender, ensuring those payments are used for their intended purpose.
Okay, and I love that because
that's actually good.
One of the cases that we've been working on is really, really scary, where the end buyer, bought a house with owner financing.
Yeah.
And the person in between that's wrapping it to her didn't make the payments.
Yeah, they were making the payments on
But they collected the payments.
They collected the
Right.
payments,
Yeah.
but they didn't turn around and make the payments to
Yeah,
the
that's a
first
big
lien
problem.
holder. So now this end buyer's like, hey, I've been making my payments. Why am I getting ready to lose my house?
Yeah.
And she's got to go out there and spend tons of money on hiring an attorney to go out and sue this guy who sold it to her to potentially somehow try to keep her house.
Exactly. So this one that one would actually protect consumers and not really hurt investors, except for the slimy ones out there.
Like Ashley says, though, when there's new laws in place,
It's a pendulum.
It's a pendulum,
Right.
And
Chops
I think,
everything off.
And I think what's going to happen is, it's going to chop a lot of people's heads off here. So how do we know if this is going to? I mean, is this something?
Yeah, what are
that's
the odds of
serious,
this
or
actually
what do
going
you guys
through?
think?
And
Well, according to this article, they're predicting all three of them to pass.
oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, basically you'd say he's optimistic the bills will be approved, saying representatives of the banking and mortgage sectors he has spoken with have been very supportive of them.
Wow.
So
Now-
I think we need to band together here in Houston and donate some money, like you said.
I agree.
Let's put some money together and let's go out there and keep this from happening because this is going to affect all of our businesses.
It's huge.
absolutely.
This is a huge deal.
Huge.
And and the banks love this because the banks have more avenues to make money.
Yeah. The banks are looking at it like, hey, I'm getting ready to beat
They're
my
still being
competition.
greedy as hell.
No, the banks are like, hey, if there's going to be subprime lending, we want all of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We
And
want to
you're
do it again.
Right now, that is the subprime lending market.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So
The
they're
banks
getting ready
want
to
that.
just cut it all off and say, we want it back.
And monopolize it.
We want the power. I love it, man. All right, we got to take a quick commercial break. Don't forget you guys are on the Realty Ruckus. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service and an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepickettrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepickettrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket. And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we just finished off a really, really important segment about seller financing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that our legal segment today was going to be that deep that we were all going to have to run down to Austin to the state building and picket against these state bills.
We really are.
But they really are that important.
Yeah.
And if you're out there and if you're doing seller financing, we need you to be donating money to this lobby, and we need help getting this to not pass.
Whenever you get the information from that group that's trying to do that,
Let's share that with everyone that we have.
Yeah, I will forward it because
this is
basically what he was saying, what Tim Harris was saying, that if everybody he's going to send out 2,000 people. If everybody's sending $20, that would buy a lobbyist for 3 years.
Wow.
And unfortunately, what you need a lobbyist for is, I don't know any congressman. Do y'all know any congressmen?
No.
Well, lobbyists do.
Yeah,
So you hire a lobbyist, and lobbyists know the congressman, and unfortunately,
they drag this thing out.
Yeah, that's what the banking commission has.
Yep.
That's what the tobacco industry has.
Yep.
Everybody, the energy, everybody's got lobbyists, but we
Except
don't
for
have
us.
lobbyists, right?
Yeah.
We're not banded enough together. I think that's the problem, is that within the real estate industry, it's like several individual investors, but nobody's really come together to say, we're representing investors as a whole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Agents have it, but
there's TreePack for agents.
exactly.
Right? But investors don't have that because there's no licensing. So if there was licensing, then there would be a way to gather everyone and say, hey, let's throw some money into this. I mean that's what TreePack does. Says, hey, we're getting ready to see some changes. Everybody donate some money because we're going to go out and lobby.
Yeah.
I think it's still possible to get a group of
It's not too
investors.
late.
Yeah.
It's not too late. When does this thing go up for a vote? Do we know?
Man, I don't know. I closed it down already.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. So
We'll find out. We'll let everyone know
We're
on the
definitely
next
gonna find
episode
out.
of the Ruckus.
well, let me ask you a question. What do you think? Do you think TreePack is for this bill or against it?
I would say TreePack is for the bill.
Yeah, they're for
I
it.
think
because
so, too.
they don't represent investors. They represent realtors, and they really care more about the mortgage industry than anything. And the mortgage industry, I'm sure that they're putting up some kind of big hissy fit fight over this, and they're the ones who have the lobbyists on the other side, and there's no one fighting for the investor side.
Right. Yeah. 'Cause I was going to say is Treeback probably is against it, just like the.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, they're against it because it's just like Treepack was against making home equity loans easier and the bailouts easier because I guess their purpose is they don't want someone to refinance; they want a sale. And when you have owner financing, sometimes it doesn't involve a realtor. A lot of times you have an owner financing without a closing.
Oh, so you're saying they're for the bill then?
Well, they're for the bill, correct?
Okay, yeah. That's what we were saying.
I would think they're probably for the bill.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's crazy because a lot of the people that invest are also Treeback investors.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So it's
I mean, when I bought my house, I took a seller finance of basically $150,000 because I need that money to invest in improvements.
Yeah.
And so I took a 3-year, $150,000 loan that I took seller cashback, which obviously it helped me out because then I didn't have to spend so much money on their improvements.
That's a great idea. How did you work that deal?
Basically, I offered a price and says, hey, will you carry owner financing? He's like, well, how much do you need? Purchase price was $780, and I carried back $150 over 3 years, but I paid them in two years.
That's awesome, man. That's a great strategy. That's really cool.
Yeah, because it's just every wall in the house I knocked down, and I've always wanted to put in a movie theater and a game room.
Did you?
Oh yeah, it's nice.
To do that, right?
Party at Ashley's house, man.
Yes, it's nice.
Exactly. Awesome, guys. All right, so we're coming up to about the end of the show here today, and I know that one of the things that we want to do is give you guys the tip of the day. So, tip of the day today, I want to give you guys something that has worked out really, really well for me in my business, and I don't know if I've actually gotten a chance to talk to you guys about this or not before. Now, every time that I have a meeting, now this could be like an online meeting, it could be a phone meeting, or it could be an in-person meeting. Every single time, one of the things that I'm doing that's really worked out well in my business is literally taking a quick 2 minutes to write a thank you card. And it's like a 1-sentence deal. Like, I'm not sitting there writing, hey, it was great talking to you, and I loved it. No. It's like, hey, thanks for meeting with me. I got this from our meeting. Boom, send it in the mail, and you wouldn't believe the response that I'm getting from people. It's been really eye-opening.
Really?
So if you guys are out there and you're not taking just a quick minute to thank every person you're meeting with, it's a great thing that's worked out well in my business. Now I see some of our agents doing that. It's working out great for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can do that with other people too. You can do that with your sellers. You can do that with your buyers. And what it does, it's creating like a social indebtedness because they know you've taken time to write this to them. And then when you go ask a seller or a buyer for a referral, it's like, yeah, of course I would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's the tip of the day. Thank you, guys. Let's talk about some of the events that we have coming up. We have a couple more minutes to talk about some of the upcoming events.
That's right. So next week, Jet Lending and Renters Warehouse, they're having their big happy hour down at Redneck Country Club. That's going to be from 6 to 9 p.m., and that's always a great event for investors to get out to. The day after, we're actually hosting the Power of Social Media Marketing. And for the realtors out there, we're really close to getting this one approved as an MCE, so we're crossing our fingers here. And we're going to be showing realtors how to create and run Facebook ads to targeted audiences.
Yeah.
And the week after that, we have on the 25th, Capital Concepts. They're renewing their networking event, but at a different venue this time, actually at Chapman and Kirby, which is just set to open next week. So it's going to be the first investor meeting at this new venue. So that's going to be pretty cool to check out.
They were one of the hosts of our. They were one of the sponsors of our barbecue party.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Oh, that's
So if you
awesome.
saw the women walking around with next to nothing, they were all Chapman and Kirby girls.
Is that right?
Oh, that's cool.
We were wondering where those
Yep.
Thank you.
Now we know. It's good information. All right, so we have that. What else do we have?
And then on the 28th, actually, this is a event one of our fraternity brothers is going on, but it's a great business networking event because what's actually going on is a clothing drive.
Yep.
And they're doing a drive to get like button-down shirts, suits, professional clothing for young adults, teenagers who are going out on their first interviews, might not have or can't afford that type of attire.
Who doesn't
That's
have
awesome,
a suit
man. I
in their
love
closet
that.
they
Right.
no longer wear, and you don't know what the heck to do with it or who's going to use it, or and you don't want to just like go throw it away or anything, right? So this is a perfect opportunity for you to take some of that stuff out of your closet that you no longer use.
Yeah, do some spring cleaning.
Yeah, do some spring
And
cleaning.
contribute to a good cause.
And you know what's really cool about this event? It's happening at a new at a new bar.
It's at Chapman and Kirby.
It's at Chapman and Kirby, yeah.
And we're going to be actually at the bar before it even opens up fully. So it's going to be really cool. We get a first sneak peek into what this place looks like, what it feels like, and we get to do something nice for the community. Great. Is there anything else happening?
And then in the beginning of May, Quest Fest is going on.
Quest Fest.
Yeah, and aren't you speaking at that?
I will be speaking at Quest Fest this year, and I'm going to teach you guys all about how you can take $150 and turn it into $25,000 tax-free in your kid's educational IRA account.
Nice.
It's freaking awesome. I can't wait to tell you guys about this. I have 3 minutes to tell everyone this, so I don't know how I'm going to pack it all into this.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so finishing out the show, Martin Quinn asked, do you guys have I Just Made a Sale dance? Do you have a dance, Alan?
I got a good I Just Made a Sale dance.
What's your I Just Made a Sale dance? We'll close out the show with the I Just Made a Sale.
Wait. Am I the only one doing
No, I got to get on my chair and twerk.
We're all going to do our I Just Made a Sale.
So we're just going to do the I Just Made a Sale dance.
Hey, I'm just title guy.
Thank you guys for joining us today on the Realty Ruckus. It's been a great time hanging out with you guys. Don't forget we're on every Tuesday and Thursday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Don't forget to keep up your ruckus. Have a great day.
Get your dance on.
Dance on!
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.